while we're waiting to get started, we'll just do a little chanting. And if you're already logged on and you have a special request, feel free to write that in the comments section. Or feel free to also just write something in the comments section to say hello. Join in 1 Om and 3 Shantis. Morning, welcome to yoga. Happy Monday morning. And let's see, good morning Denise and Leanne and Connie and Linda and whoever else is here joining us. Hope you have a lovely Monday morning yoga practice. Let's get started on all fours with cat-cows. Inhale, draw your heart down, shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale, puff your spine up towards the ceiling. Widen your knees, toes point together. Exhale, draw your hips back. Inhale, pull forward, lengthening through your belly. Puff your spine up as you draw back. Use your hands like claws to draw you forward again. Next inhale, pull all the way forward, come to your belly. And baby cobra. Again, use your hands like claws to help draw your lower ribs forward away from your hips, drawing your shoulders back. And lower back down. Moving grasshoppers, clasp hands or stack your hands on your sacrum. Inhale, lift. Draw your shoulders back. Flex your feet out to the sides. Exhale, lower. Let your shoulder blades draw away from each other. Point your toes towards each other. External rotation as you rise. Internal rotation as you lower. Stay down. Swimming. Reach your arms overhead. Inhale, lift and reach with your right arm, your left leg. Exhale, lower. Other side. Keep going. Nice, long, deep breaths. And then inhale, lift and reach with both arms, both legs. Point your thumbs up towards the ceiling. Biceps up. Try to line your arms up with your ears for 8, 9, and 10. Lower back down. Take a nice deep breath. And come back into an extended cat-cow. This time make circles. Exhale back to one side. Inhale forward along the other side. Change directions. Make your way back up to all fours. Bring your knees back to hips width. Curl your toes under again. For spiral twist, take your right arm, lift it up, and then thread it through to your left at a diagonal. Pull your shoulder under. Back up to all fours. To the other side, left arm, reach up and then pull it through to the right. Reach at a diagonal. And back up to the center. Into plank. Walk your feet back. Or you can stay in plank on your knees if needed. And here we'll do 3 yogi push-ups. Try to keep your elbows hugging next to your ribs. So exhale, lower down. Inhale, back up. And then side plank. Turn to face your left. So your right hand is down. Reach up with your left arm. Can always lower your right knee down for support if needed. Change to the other side. It's nice to think of a string attached to your right hand, lifting you up out of your left wrist, out of your left shoulder. Come back to the center. And then lift your hips for down dog. Or you can stay in cat stretch as an alternative. We'll be here for 5 breaths. You can trace your breath up and down your spine. Try to lengthen your spine. And then from here, we'll walk your feet forward. Clasp opposite elbows and let yourself sway from side to side. Try to release your jaw. Release any tension in your neck so your head is hanging heavy. And then uncurl. Come up one vertebra at a time. Back up to standing. Take a nice deep breath at the top for stretching the spine in 4 directions. Starting with Crescent Moon series, and reach up with your left arm and over to your right for lateral flexion. And really feel yourself plug in through your left foot. Increasing the space between your left hip and your left ribs. And breathe into your left ribs, creating a little extra space in between each rib. Through the armpit, all the way to your left pinky finger. Inhale back up. And just notice the difference between the 2 sides. Other side, lateral flexion to your left. And plug in with your right foot like there's roots sprouting down through it. And then see if you can find extra space between your right hip, your right ribs. And breathe into your right ribs, a little extra space in between each of the ribs, and the intercostal spaces, through your armpit, through the arm, to your right pinky finger, and back up. Nice deep breath. For a back bend, in the back bend, find a neutral pelvis, so try not to let your lower back hyperextend. Engage your core muscles to keep it stable. Hands behind your hips. With a deep inhale, lift your heart up. And then draw the heads of your shoulders back away from your sternum. Find your rhomboids, the muscles that connect your shoulder blades to the spine. Draw them towards each other. Draw your elbows towards each other. And one more nice deep inhale. Can the heart lift a little higher? Can the elbows come a little closer? And then come back up to standing. And into a forward fold. Into flexion. Grab on somewhere with your hands behind your calves or heels or under your feet. And bend your knees and draw your chest as close to your thighs as it'll go. And then as you exhale, try to keep your chest next to your thighs as you straighten your legs a little. And inhale, let your knees soften again, lengthening your spine. And pulsing with your breath within your forward fold. And next inhale, uncurl. Come back up to standing. And a nice deep breath at the top. And complete the spinal movements with spinal rotation. So bring your feet a little wider than your hips and start to shift your weight, letting your arms flop from one side to the other. And we can adjust the positioning of the arms to find rotation up through the higher parts of the spine. The higher your arms are, you get into the upper part of the spine. The lower your arms are, you get into the lower part of your spine. Slowly bringing yourself back to neutral. And then next is chair pose. So bring your feet so they're hips width apart. Now make sure your middle toes are going straight ahead so your feet are parallel. Have a seat like you're sitting in chair. And then if you like, you can bring your hands to your inner knees. And then resist your legs with your hands. Or resist your hands with your legs so your inner thigh muscles engage. And can feel that connection from the soles of your feet through the inner leg muscles, up through your core. Draw your belly button to spine to keep your core engaged. We'll stay here for a few more breaths. If you want, you can bring your arms out front. Keep those inner legs engaged. And then come up to standing. Bring your arms out front for balancing chair. And here in balancing chair, you can start just by lifting your heels up as high as they'll go and lowering them. Lifting and lowering. And as you lift and lower, notice if there's a weeble wobble in your ankles and try to track them so that they're going straight up and straight down. So if there's a weeble wobble, you can try to even it out, engaging different ankle muscles to do the lifting. And then stay up. See if you can lift a little higher. Strong arches of the feet, strong calves. stay here, especially if you're wobbly, or start to slide down like you're sliding down a wall. For 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Start to slide back up. Lower your heels. And rotated chair. Go ahead and have a seat for chair again. Latch your right forearm across both thighs and turn to your left. Your left hand can be on your sacrum or wrap it around your back. Peek at your knees, make sure they're even. And inhale, long spine. Exhale, turn your ribs. And come back to the center. Change sides, left forearm across, turn to your right. Work with your breath to help rotate the spine. And back to the center. Come back up to standing. Tracking in the front plane. Step your left foot back. Bring your left arm up. Exhale, lower down. As you inhale, first reach forward, reach long so your spine's parallel with the floor. Use your core to come up. Keep going. Next exhale, stay down. And plant both hands to the floor. Bending your right knee as much as needed. And work with your breath. So exhale, your leg might be able to straighten a little further. Your right hip draw back a little further. Inhale, let yourself soften and lengthen your spine. And with your next inhale, reach forward, long spine, come back up, change sides. Right arm up, exhale, lower down. Inhale, lengthen, come back up. Keep going. And next exhale, stay down. Both hands down to your mat. And work with your breath, with your exhale. You might be able to straighten your left leg a little bit. And draw your left hip back away from your left armpit. Next inhale, reach long, come back up. And we'll change sides for warrior one. Step your left foot back again. And sink into the pose. We'll move with the breath. So as you exhale, bring your arms together And then as you inhale, straighten your right leg, bring your arms out to the sides. Exhale, contract. Inhale, expand. And next exhale, stay down. Reach out at a diagonal with both arms. For 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Transition of your choice. You can either just step to change or come through a sun salutation if you want. And as you're moving with the breath, with your right foot back, inhale, expand, straighten your left leg. Exhale, contract, forearms together. And then stay down. Both arms out at a diagonal. For 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Another transition of your choice to change sides. And we'll do moving triangle. So you can point your right foot to the right, and rotating in your right hip. Exhale to the right, inhale back up. Use your right hand to externally rotate your right thigh bone in its socket. Next exhale, stay down, working in your left shoulder. Inhale, left arm up, look up. Exhale, bring it behind your back, look down, keep going. And if you want, you can add a jaw stretch, opening and closing your mouth. And then keep your arm behind your back. You might be able to rotate a little further in your right hip. You can either stay here in a mini triangle or come into half moon. So for half moon, you'll lower your right hand down and lift your back leg, or lift and lower your back leg. And wherever you are, slowly come back up and over to the other side. Use your left hand to help turn your left thigh bone in its socket. Next exhale, stay down. Working in your right shoulder, inhale, arm up, look up. Exhale, behind your back, look down, and keep going. Next exhale, keep your arm behind your back, reach your hand up a little higher, and either stay here or come into half moon. For half moon, lower your left hand down, lift your back leg, and slowly come back up to center wherever you are. Oh, widen for warrior 2. Moving with your breath in warrior 2. Inhale, arms up, straighten your right leg. Exhale, back down, bend your right leg. Keep going. Next exhale, stay down. Relax your shoulders. Sit it a little deeper if you can. Come back up. Change to the other side. Warrior 2, moving with the breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, back down. And next exhale, stay down. See if your shoulders will lower down a little further, relaxing them. Check your left knee. So you want your left knee to be in line with your left ankle. So make sure your left knee isn't caving into the midline. If it is, draw back to line it up with your left ankle. And come back up. Bring your feet so they're parallel. Lower down for a wide leg standing forward fold. And bring your fingers to the floor in line with your toes. Bend your knees as much as needed. Walk your hands over to your right ankle. And stretch to the right. Walk your hands over to the left ankle. And walk your hands back to the center. Clasp hands behind your back and let your arms draw forward to stretch out your shoulders. Release your clasp. Lower your hands back to the floor and walk your hands out front, and we'll lower the knees for Froggy Pose. So your knees lower to the floor. Let your feet flex out to the sides. And you can either stay at your hands or lower down to your forearms. And here I like to shift my hips forward and backwards just to find where I can get the best stretch. And then once you find that good spot, just stay there and work with your breath. So exhale, let your knees widen, sink a little deeper. And as you inhale, grab the floor with your knees, feel your inner thigh muscles engage. And then return back to your feet, back into wide leg, standing forward fold. And we'll do 3 lion's breaths. Stretch out your jaw. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, yawn. And then zigzag or float your feet together. Uncurl, come up. Take a nice deep breath at the top. For balancing. So if you need, you can use the wall for support. You can use your left hand at the wall and take your right knee for moving column. Bend and straighten your left leg. And picture the string attached to your head, drawing crown of head up towards the ceiling. So you're standing up tall, and then draw your right leg out to the side. And if you feel stable, look to your left. Back to the center. Change hands. Cross over. If you're stable, look to your right or look to the back. Come back to the center and release like you're kicking a door closed. And other side. Change hands if you're using a wall. Bend and straighten. Bring your leg out to the side. If you feel stable, look over to your right. Bring everything back to the center. Change hands. Turn to the left. If you feel stable, look to the back of the room. And make your way back to the center. Release. And Eagle pose, or modified eagle. So cross your right leg over and touch your right toes to the floor, or if you're able to, you can also wrap your lower legs. And then right arm under and give yourself a big hug, walking your fingers back as far as they'll go. Or if you want to wrap your forearms, you can do that as well. It'll look like this. And as you exhale, sit a little deeper, elbows draw towards your belly. Inhale, soften. Walk your fingers back a little further if you can. Couple more deep breaths. Exhale, hug in deeper. Inhale, soften. And release. Other side. So left leg crosses over, left arm crosses under. Give yourself a big hug or wrap your forearms and walk your fingers back if you're doing the hug version. Exhale, sit a little deeper. Inhale, soften. Couple more deep breaths. And release. Shake it out. And then we'll do some external rotations. So cross your right ankle above your left knee and then sit down like a one-legged chair. Feel free to use a wall for support. And otherwise, if you're not using a wall, then bring your hands to your heart center. And find a pulsing with your breath. Exhale, sit a little deeper. Inhale, soften. Widen your toes if you can. You have a solid base. And release. On the other side, left ankle over above the right knee. And release. And come to the front of your mat for airplane, the last balancing pose. Step your right foot back so you have a nice line from back leg through your spine. Lift and lower. You can either stay here with this or start to hinge further, keeping your right hip down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Come back up. Nice deep breath. Other side. Left foot back. Lift and lower. And then either stay with that or start to hinge forward. Breathing for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Come back up. And moving chair. So inhale, expand. Exhale, sit down, contract. Keep going. Next exhale, come all the way down into a squatting position. Shift your weight from one side to the other. Or if this bothers your knees, just roll down onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. And then everybody can just roll down onto your back for the floor series. So we'll start with right knee to chest. Nice deep exhale, pull it in closer. And straighten your right leg up towards the ceiling. Right leg out to the side. And back up. Cross over. Your right leg back up. Climb up your leg, exhale, and release. Shake it out. Left knee to chest. And with a nice deep exhale, pull it in closer. Straighten your leg up towards the ceiling. Out to the side. Back up. Cross over. And back up. Climb up your left leg, exhale, and release. Shake it out. Next, we'll do some abdominal work, starting with a Reclined Eagle. So similar to the balancing pose we just did, cross your right leg over, and if you can, wrap your lower legs. And cross your right arm under and either hug opposite shoulders or clasp your forearms. It's a little easier reclined. And as you exhale, You can draw your elbows towards your knees. And then as you inhale, reach your feet away from your hands. One more. And hug up closer. Let go of the whole exhale. Stay up, stay up, stay up. And release. Take a deep breath. And other side. Left leg over, left arm under. Exhale. Elbows towards your knees. Inhale. Lengthen your hands away from your feet. One more. Exhale all the way to empty. Stay up, stay up, stay up. And release. Bring your arms wide, your legs wide. Couple deep breaths. Your next, starfish. So take your feet with your hands. Your knees come out to the sides. As you exhale, draw your toes towards your nose, lifting your head. And then as you inhale, reach your arms and legs out wide. And exhale, pull in close. Inhale, lengthen out wide. Few more. Expanding and contracting like you're at the bottom of the ocean floor, moving with the waves. Last one. And then next inhale, just spread out wide, arms wide, legs wide. A few more deep breaths. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Rock up and down. And then up to seated. And over to your belly. We'll do 2 belly back bends today. Starting with Sphinx Pose. So for Sphinx, your elbows are underneath your shoulders, forearms are parallel. And if you can, try to drop your lower ribs. Helps to find the thoracic part of your spine. See if your ribs will walk forward away from your hips a little further. And try to find your lower core muscles by drawing your tailbone towards your feet. And enjoy the diaphragmatic breathing. So there's a natural lift as you inhale, as your diaphragm expands into your belly. And a natural lowering and dropping down with the exhale. And you can either stay here for a few more breaths, or if you want to walk your hands forward and straighten them a little bit, but keep your ribs low, so that way you can make sure to stay safe in your lower back. You don't want to crunch in your lower back. And then lower all the way down. Arms along your sides, rest. Head to one side. And then the last belly back bend. Either airplane, reclined airplane, your arms are along by your sides, palms down, lift everything but your hips. Or if you can reach your ankles, you can lift up into bow pulling. Few more breaths. See if you can lift a little higher. And lower back down. Make your way back into cat stretch. Stretch your hips back. And then come up to kneeling. Bring your legs out front. And we'll do a bound angle. So bring your hands to your feet and then lower your head down towards your feet. And if you do want to take this another step, you can come into star pose and reach under your legs with your arms and touch your toes with your fingers. And you have some leverage to help deepen into the fold. And slowly come back up to center. To rock the baby. So take your right foot with your left hand, bend and straighten. Draw your shin in towards your chest. Or cradle the baby. Rock your shin side to side. Sit up nice and tall. And then plant your right hand to the side. Make circles around your sits bone. Massaging out your right hip. And going around the other direction. And back to the center. Figure 4 or head to knee. Place your right foot to your inner left leg and lower down for a fold. And reach towards your left foot. Come back up. Straighten your right leg, shake it out. Other side. Take your left foot with your right hand, bend and straighten. And draw your shin in towards your chest. Side to side movements. Place your left hand to the left and make circles around your sits bone, going in one direction. Going in the other direction. And then we'll lower down for figure 4 or head to knee. And lower. Head down towards your right leg. Reach towards your right ankle or your right foot. Let each exhale take you a little deeper into your fold. come back up. Straighten your left leg. Bring your legs out front to the front of your mat. Arms out front. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, lower down one vertebra at a time down to your mat. Reaching overhead, nice deep inhale. And then exhale, arms up towards the ceiling. Come up one vertebra at a time. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, back down one vertebra at a time, reaching overhead and staying there. And we'll do 3 back bends, starting with moving bridge. And if you have a wall close by, feel free to use the wall for this. So if you're not at a wall, your feet are planted at the floor right behind your sits bones. If you are at a wall, place your feet, if you could imagine there's a wall at my feet, so your legs are at 90 degrees, and you can use the wall, and you'll have a little bit more gravity, so it feels like a massage along the spine. And wherever you are, you'll inhale, lift your hips one vertebra at a time, arms overhead. Exhale, lower down one vertebra at a time, arms along your sides. And notice any places where there's clunking or weeble wobble, where the vertebra are feeling sticky, they're not separating easily. Try to find the core muscles on the other side and slow down the movement to see if you can start to separate those spots out so they'll lift and lower smoothly. Last one. Counter pose, happy baby, or just knees to chest. Rock from side to side. And then a second back bend. And this will be the last back bend. So your choice, either fish pose or full wheel, upward facing bow. So for fish pose, sit on the tops of your hands and bend your elbows so your chest comes up. Draw your elbows towards each other. And let your head drop back so you're stretching through your neck. Bring your breath to your side ribs, to your gills, letting them expand. Bring your breath out to the heads of your shoulders. And then release. Knees back to chest. Side to side movements. And then we'll finish with this spinal twist, reclined. So then bring your legs to a 90-degree angle. Cross your right leg over your left and lower your legs over to the floor on the left side. And while you're here, make little movements with your hips, with your shoulders. Find the places in your spine that are having a harder time rotating. So for many of us, the lower back will rotate pretty easily, but the middle part of the spine has a harder time rotating. And then bring your legs back to the center. Change your crossing left leg over. And bring your legs over to the floor on the right. Again, make little movements with your hips, with your shoulder, your left shoulder, to get to the parts of the spine that aren't rotating as easily. And make your way back to the center. Release your legs. Let your arms and legs be completely relaxed on the floor. Let your whole body completely relax into the floor. And shift your head from one side to the other, finding a nice neutral. Shift your feet from one side to the other, finding a nice neutral in your legs and your hips. See if the heads of your shoulders will draw back a little further, so there's more of the shoulder blade connecting to the floor. And then just relax completely, enjoying the support of Mother Earth below you. Start to take some deep breaths. Rolling over onto one side. Slowly bring yourself back up to seated. We'll close off with one Om together. Forgot to. And again, one Om together. Hope you have a beautiful Monday. It's so nice to practice with you all. I'll stick around for another couple minutes. If you have any questions or just want to say hello, feel free to write a comment in the comments section. And otherwise, enjoy the day and feel free to join in with any of the other classes happening today or throughout the week. And if you would like to contribute to Santosha for the live classes, there's a PayPal link on the Santosha page. And thank you so much. Hello, April and Leanna and Bridget and Nilu, Natasha, Hasina, Kathy, Deanna, Linda, Denise, Connie. So nice to practice with all of you. Namaste. All right. Well, take care. Oh, and there's Matt. Hi, Matt.